See, right now they're the same. So then we want to get out of there and go back to our normal
That's the
thing.
green.
Yeah. And we're sitting on auto, so I'm going to shut it off in case we forget. Yeah.
And all this time to get power to the house, I can turn any switch and I'll get power.
Yeah, because your batteries are up. You know, you gotta be careful not to leave any lights on.
Right, what about night lights?
I haven't done anything.
Nothing at all.
Somebody did.
So this house is totally asleep when you leave?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I think, there's a little teens of a bit of a load I noticed. And I think what it is carbon monoxide detector. It's a teens. And maybe, I don't know, the smoke alarms are hooked to the AC plus the batteries, just like at home. And in fact, let me show you this too. The house is wired. See?
Detectors, garage light, furnace, kitchen plugs, this is pretty standard.
Yeah, see, and that's the beauty. And then it just, this is one ten.
This is main break, right?
And it's all 110. The 220 is a well pump and the AC, and this doesn't know about it. But you can, I mean, if a guy wants to, this is set up like a with another inverter.
Right, just like you put another row batteries. You
Yeah.
can get 220 out of it.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can also add another set of panels. I mean, you can go on and on.
Now, let's say I want to put a prefab on the property, let's say where your son's property is,
Mm-hmm.
that can be all separate, but
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be like a setup exactly to what you got here.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think they've changed in all these years that much.
What's
This company here, like I told you, Trace, is really good. I know a friend of mine had one of these. He's on the phone with them, pushing buttons and changing settings.
And this whole thing was $50,000?
Yeah, it seemed like everything was like the battery, but this is a long time ago. The batteries were 5. But the array was 5. The tracker, I think, was 5.
Oh, everything's fine.
Yeah.
It was
5,
weird.
5, 5, 5, 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so add it all.
The generator was more than
Add all
5.
over could be 50 grand, 10 pieces.
Yeah, the generator was around 12.
And then there's the cable one.
Okay.
Well, I did all the labor.
Well, the cable was expensive, remember?
You did all the labor?
Yeah.
Yeah, the contractor left us with this, and that was it. I put in all the 220, all the out to the array. That's why I ran 5-inch conduit, so you could actually run another set of cables. And this is where your power comes in out of your array, up through here, into your charge controller, that little guy up there. And then it goes back to the batteries and back out to here. And then this makes it into AC. Sure. And here on the batteries, this is pretty good shit. This is what I just filled this. I put these caps on and it looks like, well, you just fill them there. Well, you can overfill them, so I don't do that. So don't even think about that. But these are neat caps. Okay, you undo the cap. You usually have paper towels because sometimes when they're working, you'll see a little water here dry it up. You see that plate? You can never get below that. What do you think about it? And this guy here, you put it on there, you push it down, and listen, you'll hear it. And it's full. But see that there's a solid piece of plastic and about a 1/4 inch below that, you're full. I don't like filling my floor because if they ever puked over, you're going to have an acid mess and you can never clean it up.
Sure. And that's the only place you have to film it?
Yeah, you have to fill all of them, all the cells. Each cell is 2 volts, so that makes this a 12-volt
So
battery.
each one of these yellow places, each one of these yellow lips is where you film.
Yeah, that's a cell. Just picture that as it's its own battery.
Okay.
And it's its own battery. And this can be turned here, if you have to make this go down tight. Because you want these to seal good. Not real, you don't force it or anything. You get it just right, so you feel it there. You gotta be careful too, you acid on your fingers, we need to rinse our hands when we get out here. Yeah. That's all tight. Go down. Yeah. Keep going down. And I take this off because it gets in the way.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, you're too far now. Let's go, yeah. Let's go over here. See, that floats. Then you snap this back on. And this one you don't need it. But anyway,
You don't have to do this one?
yeah, you just don't need to take this off.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then do the same back here.
Okay.
What I do is I use this bottle here to hold the lid up on that one.
How do you get back to there when you don't use this?
Yeah, that'll work.
It work.
That's what's good, see it slope? Yeah, hear
Yeah. That's taking a while.
it? No, when they're low. There, quit. They're almost full. But they make something that I haven't seen, but I've heard about it. That's, you can put up here and it'll feed the water automatically. There's a lot of companies and books, magazines.
Yeah.
Once you get hooked up with them.
We're in the process of retrofitting ours with generators and stuff. So.
Yeah. Because see, that floats, if it gives you trouble, you can hold it, turn it back and reset it. Yeah, if it gets good and wet, that's not real bad. This is pretty good shape for 10 years. See, I put all this goo on here to stop any acid when I put it together new.
Okay.
That's what that gooey stuff is. And then when you close it, make sure you don't sink anything. Put these guys back over here. This is a pulse thing. It's supposed to do what the equalization does. I know, an old guy told me about it. And so you see better here. We should have started on this one. But as far as leaving for a long period, you couldn't do it. You might be able to do it if you shut it. If you shut this off and hadn't. See, the reason I don't know a lot of this is because we never did it. We lived here.
Yeah.
See, this place has been vacant for a year. You've been coming over here and maintaining it.
Oh yeah. Even in the winter, I snowshoe in.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. Not too often. And when I'm here, this feeds back to the solar array to make it turn. We'll go down there next, but we got to finish up here.
What's the longest you can leave these without coming to check the water?
Gosh, I don't know. I've been bringing over. The way it is right now in the summer, 3 weeks.
I'm talking about winter.
Winter, well, you could probably go a month there.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking is if what you really wanted to do, and I didn't do it, just like, here, let me close this real quick. Okay, unhook this, or shut this down. I've never done it because I didn't need it to. But that way, the batteries are sitting there all along. There's no charge coming in, no nothing, and they might last a long time. But it's something I've never done.
But the longest you want to go without checking that water would be a month.
Yeah, if you're hooked up to the array like we are now.
But if you shut that down, you can go more than a month here.
Maybe. Yeah. You should. It'd be like any other battery, like, say you bought a brand new car battery that was acid, not sealed like that one out there, and set it down in here, what could go for a year. So I got a feeling if we completely shut it down, it would change that equation. I mean, to where there was no input from the solar panel, everything was shut off.
Right. Okay.
But I don't have a procedure for that because I didn't have a.
No, that's fine, because, you figure, what I'll do is I'll come up here in between the snowstorm, within a month and just make sure everything's checking out.
Yeah, and make sure you got, keep plenty of water.
I'm gonna buy a four-wheel drive, high-low Jeep, so I think that's the best thing. I was gonna buy a Subaru, but after taking a look at the road and getting an idea on the snowstorms, like I said last year, you know, they got almost no snow, but the year before that, you guys got 5, 6 feet.
Yeah. And you can only drive on that much, you know, basically.
Even with Jeep.
Yeah. Yeah, don't dread it, you'll get hung up. And it depends on the condition, I mean,
Well, no, but if I have
The snow's
somebody, if I have somebody
frozen.
plow it,
oh yeah, if you have some product, you get right in there. Yeah, I ran two-wheel drive with chains, but like I told you, there was no fun.
no, I gotta put them on.
And what you do on this is all set. And I'll be giving you a book that tells you the company out in Rockland that has parts for this if you ever need them. But it takes it out of that tank there, and when it only comes on when the pump's running.
Right.
Injects it into your system. It's just for the copper. And everything's plastic up to the pump.
Okay.
And see, like I'm going, this thing's 25 gallons to here. Okay.
And this fills automatically?
No, you gotta mix your own, but it lasts a long
How do
time.
you mix your own?
Well, let me show you here. Yeah, I was using 1.5 cups per gallon and running this at 100% right here. So you slide these back. If you don't have a yard, it's just
Yeah.
So I don't have to do anything here.
with warm water. And this is what you do right here. See here? Here's your 1.5.
He's afraid of something new.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Rick, so you get this, see, and you put 1.5 gallons
1.5 cups
and 1.5 cups
per gallon
per gallon.
of the ash.
Yeah, and I'll leave that. And, okay, say that's,
So it's 12.5 gallons.
yeah, and say all of a sudden you want to mix it and there's 5 gallons in there, so
Right.
you're gonna go 20 gallons.
Right.
So you times 20 gallons times a cup and a half, dump this in the bottom, you know, 1.5 per gallon, how many gallons you want to mix?
1.5 cups of ash
Per gallon.
per gallon, if there's 25, then that's 1.5 times 25,
Right.
okay?
And we buy it at Sierra Pine. We buy it at Sierra Pine.
Okay.
And we,
Rick, do you know where that is?
No.
It's in Auburn, and they're a really great store with almost everything you need.
So what's it called, Sierra what?
Sierra Pipe.
Sierra Pine, okay.
They're on Nevada Street in
Here's,
Auburn.
here's the company that sells those injectors too. I forgot I left the card.
Okay, but let's say I fill this at the top, okay?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fill this at the top with water,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put in 1.5 cups per gallon,
Right.
and then what we're doing,
Stir it.
Yeah.
stir it, okay?
That's what
stir it
that,
as you go, like as you add, put some in, and what we do is each time we keep adding water, it as we stir it. You know, in other words.
But I don't do anything here.
no.
Sometimes I take this out completely, unhook the hose right here and rinse it out.
But that's what.
This here is disturbing.
Okay, so, but that's what I need, this is your drinking water.
Yep.
So what I do is I check this, and I take the water from the tap.
It's all water, it's all of our water.
Okay, but I take the water from the tap and put it in here.
Yeah, I try to use warm water.
And fill this up to 25 gallons, and then 1.5 cups of ash per gallon.
And stir it in.
Stir it in real good, and just put the top back on.
He said warm water, did
Warm
you
water.
hear that?
So
Yeah.
where does this go? This goes down, this goes up and down all the time?
No.
Yeah, one
It's,
time.
see that little deal, that screw?
Yeah.
Don't break that when you're stirring.
Okay. Where does this water go that it dissipates?
It gets injected,
Injected into the system.
Automatic.
barely little bits of it.
As you turn the faucet on, it does all that.
We can start the pump.
No,
We can start- See, when this pump, well, we have to run water to get the pump to fire up.
okay, but then you do something here.
Mom, no, I'll turn
Oh,
on the water.
the water pump outside.
Honey, you want me to turn on the water?
Yeah.
All right, you gotta stay away.
What do you, how do you, yeah, I want you to turn on the water. How do you turn on the water?
Or it can't do anything, get it?
I see, so you run the water.
Wonder water, and then it's gonna start pumping it,
Okay.
once you get your bladder tank.
Okay.
Honey! I think he did something with the freeze thing. Jim! This thing here, do you have to twist it? It's squirting out the top.
Yeah, it'll shut itself off. It's got a ball valve in it.
Okay, no, no. Can't even turn on the water.
Now, come wintertime, you close those up, right?
Yeah.
Have little covers up in the attic.
If you're up in the attic, it's this,
Okay, now you'll
I
start,
invented it myself. It's this foam stuff.
it's like you make models out of.
And it really makes a difference in heating the house. And it doesn't get damp under there.
Okay, well,
And
we're
then in
gonna,
the spring, you take them off.
okay, what we're doing now is we're gonna use some of the water out of that bladder tank. See, so once the bladder tank gets to a certain, that kicker pump, which is 110, and pump it out of that holding tank into that bladder tank. And that's when you'll see the injection.
Right. But the thing is that you never have to do anything with any of the devices in there, you just run that.
You're running your own tank.
Oh, it's cool.
You're totally self-contained. You know, they lost power at Warren Hill for 10 days. And I go, what's wrong over there? Because I didn't see any lights. And they go, well, we saw your lights. We never lost our power. Ever.
Okay.
It takes a while, that was quite good. Yeah, you can flush the toilets. So,
Same time you pump this.
Yep.
And then when it gets up to pressure, it shuts off.
Yeah.
and
Now,
then you put a little bag of the blue stuff and shake it, and then the proper pH is the middle one, I can't read it now, I think it's
Okay.
5 or 6 is the proper pH, but it'll tell you right here in this little card. And you can get this stuff here if you run out of these at that same Howard Hutchinson place.
yeah.
But the water's been holding, all of a sudden the pH got even actually lower. The well driller said it's because of the volcanic formation here, which is
That's
perfect drinking water.
good.
It's cooler
Yeah,
than crap.
that's great.
It's just it's a little hard on copper. It's the only reason
Yeah.
you're doing that. At least it's not iron. I mean, you get a lot of these places that are iron.
Yeah. So the ash is to protect the copper line.
It's to bring pH to the proper, yeah.
To the proper level
you're
to
right.
protect the copper
Yeah, if every
lines.
line in here was plastic, you'd never need it.
Okay. So if you rebuilt, would you consider putting everything in plastic?
I've sure talked to them about it. Yeah, I don't know if it wasn't available then. I think they had this poly, you know, like they use for, like, say you want to put
Yeah.
heating under the floor.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they make some real good poly.
They've really come up with the plastic pipes now. You know, they got the red, the light blue,
Yeah.
all the different ones like that.
Yeah, a friend of mine's putting his heat, and I did see the red and blue and stuff.
Yeah,
And, yeah, I think about it.
yeah.
I think we didn't even know about the pH business until after we built the house.
Yeah.
And there's other systems beside the soda ash. This was the least on power. But there is something else out there too.
Okay.
One thing we did notice that the longer we've used the well, less acid there has been in it. So I think it's just cleared itself over time.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can drink the water right out of the pipes, you don't need a water filtration system.
No.
So there's not any heavy metals.
No.
Jim was telling me that because you're in a volcanic area,
Where's the volcano?
Well,
It's a surprise.
you'll find out the day after you close that stuff.
if you look out there on the railroad tracks, you can't really see from here, the 100-foot cut. And if you look at it close, it's a mud flow.
Okay.
It's like lava. It's,
Yeah.
you know, miniatures.
But the reason for that, I mean, not the reason, but the good thing behind that is that's the purest filtration for natural water. So you've got the best water around.
Yeah, the well drillers told me that. It comes out of the ground freezing
That's
cold.
more important to my wife than the view, is the water.
Yeah.
Well, his son, when they come, they fill up all the water bottles they can to take.
Why wouldn't you?
It's probably better than
I'm coming to see you, Rick.
It's probably better than this. Come on, Rick, let's go this way.
He's still smoking that.
Oh.
Wrap it up, Rick. Put it out.
He's smoking back here.
I don't want to leave this place. It's totally maintenance free from the outside. Oh, yeah. Sunflower? Oh, yeah.
They're regular.
I can't wait to see the bear and the
he's
cougar
cute.
and the coyote.
I've seen one coyote.
See any bear?
Yeah, I see bear on the road all the time.
I'll see bear on the road all the time. Okay, we got to leave.
We've got 220 to here, 220 to that well.
Okay.
And so those big red cables.
There's no working on the air conditioning system. We just operate that phone like this.
Yeah, you have to turn it on inside.
Right, but there's no working.
No, I don't know. The guy hasn't been here. We went, I forget, 2, 3, 4 years without any air. But when we got it, and they've never had him come back to check the pressure.
We just moved, so we've been there.
And it wouldn't hurt.
What I want to
It
do
was
is,
working the other day, as you
at the
saw.
winter time, I want to cover everything up. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, this should be covered,
Yeah.
for sure. Because it comes right off the roof on it.
Okay, so just cover it with plastic bags. Garbage bag?
Well, no. This one here, I would cover it. It's pretty heavy visqueen and tie it. Because it gets a pretty good shot of snow off that roof.
You can walk there for lunch.
And the garbage bag thing was put on there.
And it's a brand new subdivision,
Yeah, the generator, you can get seen on that if you want it. And, okay, that 5-inch conduit comes down through here. We did that. And then I put 5-inch in case you wanted to run more cables. Or these cables I put in are kind of overkill. As far as size, because the further you get away, the more current, the bigger the wire you need because of the current loss. So that a guy could put another one of these in if he wanted. So what I do is when I'm not here, is leave it facing south like it is, and tilt it so the snow can slide off.
Right, the way it is right now.
Yep. And if you're not using much power, it's easier. But okay, right now it's on manual.
Right.
You put it on auto, and it'll follow the sun. See, it has azimuth here, elevation here, and then it's turning azimuth this way too. And it'll follow the sun, and then in the morning, it'll correct itself. And that's what that wire I was showing you with the fuse.
Sure.
All that's for is to, so it'll do it
So,
You don't lose 15 minutes in the morning.
so when I'm here, I'll put it on automatic. When I leave, I just leave it pointing towards the south.
I just leave it there
Okay,
for now, even when you're here, unless you're going to be here a long time.
you're right. Because you want it to maximize the amount of
Yeah,
sun.
if you start using power, running TV and the refrigerator and all those things, yeah, then you can put it on auto. But whatever you do, do not, I forgot to tell you this, it happened to me. The snow got really deep, and I had it on auto when I shouldn't have, because in cloudy weather or a big snowstorm, I just leave it like this so it can shed the snow, and I don't want it fighting it out here. And it finally hit the snow. I didn't shovel it out soon enough.
You get snow at this side?
Oh yeah, it can. And what it did, it broke this gearbox.
I see.
And now there's a grease fitting
Right,
there.
because the snow, it's fighting against the snow.
Right. So if you tip it up flat, then you can use it. It only did that once, got that deep. And here's the wires, how they come in. There's a fuse for each panel from the array.
Yeah.
And
If one fuse blows, you have to replace them all, or how do you know that it's bad? How do you know which fuse is bad?
I don't, I'll take them out and look at them, but I've never had one blow yet.
Okay.
I think I got some spares, so that'll be all the parts and crap that come with it when I've got them all in my container up at the other property. Yeah, and then in here, of course, there's room in here. Because I was thinking if a person, I had no idea how much this would run or didn't run. I mean, they tell you in the book there's always formulas, but it's so confusing. You have to just almost live it. So here's that wire system I was telling you from that activates that. It'll do it on its own from the sun, but it's so like it'll get in position before the sun comes up, so you save 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then here's your setup here.
Sure.
So if you're
But the way that switches right now, it's on off and down is an automatic.
yeah. If I had a ladder, you could get up there and read it. And then one of these, see, this says north and south, and this says east and west.
Yeah. Actually, it was $2,000.
They're pretty much set the way they are. I mean, I shouldn't touch those, right?
No, unless you wanted to move it manually.
Right.
Say it was cloudy and you wanted to put it in this position. Then you gotta put it in manual, and then you can turn it anywhere you want.
Okay. Okay, so when it's down, then you use those other switches to move it manually.
Yep.
When it's
Yep.
when it's down, let's see. Right now it's off.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's down, it's automatic. So I can when it's up like that, I can move this manually.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. See it going up
Oh,
there?
I sure do.
And then the other one's for this.
Okay.
Now there's a gear in here, and every once in a while, maybe once a year, you go in here, get your ladder, and grease that gear.
Okay.
And then there's a little grease fitting here.
Got it.
And that's another reason to turn it off when you're not here. Don't need it, you know. Why have it running all the time?
Sure.
That little peg up there in the corner,
Yeah.
that's what signals it to
To move.
yeah.
Right.
And this is what they call a Watson tracker, and I got a book on it too.
How often do these have to get replaced?
I don't know. I've heard 25 years, but I don't know. It's getting thick enough now to look at this wires. And I run 2 mouse traps all the time. You may go months and never get a mouse, but you don't ever want to get one because they bring more, you know. And it's real easy to do. You put it up against the edge like this anyway, down there, and they'll always come across. See, there's the 2 pipes. The contractor put in to drain the line. And I would use a short hose or something and drain them out here. So it doesn't get wet under here. And then they have a tendency to drip for a while. And that's what the bucket's all about.
Okay, so that's come winterized in the house. You drain them from there.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this is crawl space. Now they realize there's nothing valuable in there. It's
Sure,
not gone all
there's
along.
no lock on it,
Yeah, okay, now we can go show you that crossing in the road.
To anybody.
Comes down here somewhere. Oh, that'll be good, yeah. You
It's
do
off
that.
the cars, no cars over.
Okay. But I still use that cover. And the float switch comes down into here, shuts the pump on and off.
Right.
And plus you have the other master switch in there. And then in the summer, if you want, you can take this off. But I didn't want it to break and then all of a sudden you lose your water. There it is, see there?
So it's a little low?
A little bit. I left it down so that would start, so I could show you.
Sure.
Because otherwise it won't start.
Right.
And then, but when you do drain the system, you need to shut this valve off. But whatever you do when you start the system, don't forget to turn it on. So you got to write that in your notes.
How long do you drain it? How often do you drain it?
I drained it last winter while we were gone. Is the only time I've ever drained it
Okay.
because I always had heat. And if you put those covers on the vents, that keeps warm air in there.
Okay. So that's on right now.
Yes.
What's the off position?
It's a ball valve. It's a quarter turn valve.
So it's-
the off position would be this way. Yeah, right there.
Okay. Perfect.
And then to drain it, you turn that one on and then turn this other one, yellow one on, right?
Yeah, that just drains the short system.
Oh, okay.
I set this up for the fire trucks, but you really don't want them in here, so
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't advertise that.
Okay, so when I
Okay.
drain the system, I flip that,
And go under the house.
Ah, okay.
and just turn
Okay.
those hoses on and let the water just drain out the back.
So it leaves whatever water's in the tank,
Yes.
in the tank.
But I don't touch
Now-
this one here.
No. All that does is water comes out this valve.
Right.
That's just
I could get into
a valve.
probably
And
a good analogy.
I think the fuses for the main pump are in here, the well pump. But the only thing I worried here for myself was when you come back and start the well pump, it pumps in through the same line.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that's open, otherwise your well's pumping up against a dead head. So that's
So
all.
I only
I
turn
had it written down in my
I only turn that when I want to winterize the
Yes.
house and drain it. Otherwise, it's always shut. It's
always
always
open.
open. Always open.
Yep. Yeah. It's got, see all that plumbing? It was made to be air conditioned and heated.
Okay, honey, move on.
Yeah. Well, he was wondering if I had trouble.
We asked a question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Get a pipeline guy to come out
Right.
and guide your backhoe.
I'm never going to do that.
Yeah. And with this, that's why I did it once. Because I had him here when I did that coat.
Yeah.
And so I did this. And that way, if you ever did want to shove a pipe over there or electric, you could. I don't have anything but that garden hose. But I undug it, those darn critters.
And the invisible dog line.
Oh, you can walk it yourself, actually. I'd, and see if you can tell, because see there it goes?
Yeah.
It's not really buried, but only by pine needles and stuff. I didn't put it underground. There is a crossing here. And there's another crossing on the garden.
Yep.
Over those rocks, or by that pine tree. You can probably trace it out. You come through here, goes across here. It goes around that path. And then it goes back under the road and goes down around there and then below the propane tank.
Okay.
It's really too much room.
It's a lot.
Yeah, they get it that far away. I had it way further the first time with our first dog. He was more of a hunter type. And they'll take off and bolt through it sometimes.
Yeah. That's what it said. You know, with 2 volts. You don't care what. You give her 1,000 volts, you just go right.
Yeah, and I've had other people, yeah. So that's not, and so this is the other end of that. I watered those redwoods yesterday.
These are the valves that cut the hoses on and off.
Yeah, and it's turned off over there. You have to hook it to that hose bib.
Now that's the only. That's how you turn on the.
Down. I rake this all the gravel.
Okay.
It's not an easy job. They only have to have it once a year.
No, you don't need to stand in the checklist for that.
Yeah. There you go.
There's what? What did you say?
Checkbook for raking these.
I do it once a year.
There must be some kids in the neighborhood.
kids, young Hispanics, whatever.
And you want to wait till they all fall. You get nervous and you go, I want to clean that mess up. And then you look up and it's no. And sometimes,
California maples?
no, those are black oak.
Black oak.
And what happens is sometimes it'll snow and you can't get them until spring.
I'm
What do you
I
usually
wanted
do?
to tell him
Do you
something
around
else.
that whole timeframe?
Yeah, when you see the last leaves, it's weird. Sometimes the trees are funny. They don't cut loose of the leaves.
You get a lot of color?
Not a lot. No, they're old. They turn brown. And then that wire goes around. You'll see it in different spots. It could be from weather 10 years old.
And that's the easement for your son's property.
Yeah, and this property too. So there'll be a key to that for him and a key for you.
Excellent.
And then that pad there I built too. It's on grade. It's not one of those ones you see that's like this. They call it a pad.
But you had all the equipment.
Yep. And that's what I
Yeah, he had these gigantic earth movers
Yeah.
that were parked back here. Ever been struck by lightning?
Here? No, but I can see that tree had been struck before, that big pine, way before we got here.
Okay.
I think another thing is, there's these little bats that come out at night, and I think they were saving it.
Really? Can you have the place sprayed for mosquitoes?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Catherine,
Okay,
Yeah.
that little hillside right there, be careful when you round it. It's got a bunch of silver tip Christmas trees planted in it.
I see.
Yeah, we planted them.
So come which time?
About 10 years.
Yeah, yeah. There's some out front.
Yeah, it's not full right now.
You can fill it with that hose, right?
Time,
And you know, like when there's accidents on the freeway, you'll see a helicopter go by. So all you got to do is follow the land right here.
I never thought of that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you wanted to in the winter. See that pile of gravel in front of it?
Yeah, see it.
Yeah, what I did, I buried the pipe. The pipe comes out of that well and comes right up along this. Yeah.